confidence, I think, is real. The comfort level around his teammates, this setting is real, and he feels good. So I certainly feel he's a couple grades ahead of where he was last year at this point.
Did you start to see that during the playoffs last year? You know, after that first start against the Padres, it seemed like after that he was really dominant.
I think the first, obviously, we've talked about before. I think that Yankee outing in the summer, and then obviously he went on the IL after that. But yeah, you know, the Padres series, and then he built that into that series in New York against the Mets, and then in the World Series. So yeah, you can see it, and I think that, you know, after last year, I still think that there's a lot more left in there for Yoshi.
When might we see Roki again?
You'll see Roki next week. I just don't know when, you know, Tuesday or Wednesday, something like that.
Cactus League.
We'll see. We're going to talk about it, because obviously then you're starting to get kind of guys kind of working together on the same day, so we're trying to sift through that.
Do you think it's important for him to get in a Cactus League game before we leave here, or the work he'd be doing, whether it's B games, things like that, would be sufficient enough?
Getting in a Cactus League game, yeah, it's very important. He needs to certainly build up, but also, you know, be in this environment.
Dave, with the injury with Yamamoto last year, are you confident from what you've gathered that that's behind him? I know it's hard to predict, but is there no looking back now as far as that goes, or is there still, you know, you have to be careful because of what happened?
I don't think that we're being careful. I think we're certainly being responsible, but I do think that where he's at right now, looking out for this season, kind of manage him accordingly, so there's no kind of guardrails.
James Outman's got made some swing adjustments this year. What's your read on what it looks like so far?
It's different. I think early on, you know, he's laying the bat down. I think his posture's better, which should be able to kind of cover the top half of the zone a little bit better, which has been, you know, a place that he's been kind of exploited. It's good to see him square some balls up the last couple days. Hopefully that kind of builds confidence for him, but it's different, which I think last year he certainly needed to make an adjustment, and he did.
He got off to such a good start as a rookie. Where did he kind of get off track last year, or how?
How? I don't know the answer. I think that, like a lot of young players, when you start to scuffle, you just can't stop that spiral. And I just think for me, yeah, there's some mechanical part of it, but I think that there is a little feeling of the pressure of trying to perform bled into last year, and I just think that we couldn't slow it down. I think that this year he's in a healthy competition. I think that's good. I think he looks good physically as always, and he made the swing change. So he's holding his own right now.
A fair amount of talented young players haven't really, you know, failed much in their careers or had to, you know, go through that. What do you do to kind of help bring them through times like that?
Just kind of continuing to try to run them out there as much as I can. Try to instill confidence, try to assure them that they don't need to do more than is capable. But at the end of the day, you know, I'm not in the box with them. The coaches aren't in the box with them. They got to go out there and perform. And playing for our ball club, there's just a high bar. And so you got to perform, and all of our guys understand that.
Speaking of young guys, Jose DePaul in the starting lineup today, is that your hope, a guy who's been seen a lot? What have you seen from them, and maybe what are you looking for moving forward?
You know, DePaul a couple days ago was sick, and so he was a little bit behind, so I wanted to get him a start, get him kind of a regular preparation for a game. So I got him in there in the DH spot. Obviously, the tools are there, really exciting, controls the zone, really offensive player. I think for me, just to get him out there, I'm hoping, expecting he's learning from how big league ball players work, how they defend, and not just in the batter's box. And I think Z, Hope has done a fantastic job. He's opened up a lot of eyes as far as on the defensive side. He plays every pitch. The bat to ball, the power, I think he's very physical. Zaire's he's a good kid. So, I actually like to see those two pushing one another. They have a good relationship. So our position players on the outfield side, we're in a good spot as far as an organization.
What have you seen out of Dalton rushing this camp, and especially kind of how his progress as a catcher is coming?
Catching, I think, is going great. He's doing a good job building into the pitchers and trying to listen to the pitching coaches and learn, how major league pitchers operate and think. He's a smart kid. I think in the batter's box, he's trying a little too hard right now. He might have went 0 for the spring last year and had a good year offensively. So I do think that here he's trying a little bit too hard. I would just kind of want him to trust his ability in the box because he's special in the batter's box.
If he impacts you guys this year, do you figure it would come in a catching role, and do you still see a chance where he could factor in somewhere else if you need defensively?
I would see if he factors in this year, I would say it would be behind the plate. I do think that with Fetty, Lockwood Powell, obviously Chris Oakey, we've got a lot of good depth, but obviously rushing is a guy that we're looking towards in the future. So that's probably where I would see it. Last year we did a little left field. I don't see that kind of playing out this year.
With Freddie, go ahead.
For Shohei, do you have a clear day on when he's going to be batting in a Cactus League game?
I think Shohei was going to play at the Angels Friday.
With Freddie, is he kind of past the test, especially jumping wise, just to play the field tomorrow, or is there anything?
He is going to DH tomorrow, and then he'll be off on Friday. Then we'll make a decision on first base or DHing on Saturday.
Are him and Will going to take more at bats back there today?
No, not sure. I'm not sure. I should know that. I don't know. But Will's going to play on Friday as well, not Thursday.
With Bobby Miller.
Bobby is going to throw a pen on Friday, so which is great. He's coming along. The protocol's going well. He's going to play catch today, and he'll throw a pen Friday.
Thanks. Still in concussion protocol?
He is.
Thanks,